VGK gets a huge break as Robin Lehner's $4.5 million salary reportedly will not count against the Golden Knights salary cap. We'll discuss the situation next and much, much more on this WTF edition of Locked On Golden Knights.
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Well, hi again, everyone. The weekend is here. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick from Las Vegas. Thank you for making us your first listen every day. You could find us wherever you get your podcast. Please make sure to subscribe to our Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel. We are brought to you today by FanDuel. A lot of action in college and pro football this weekend. Check it out where? At America's #1 sportsbook, FanDuel. So Robin Lehner has not played a game in the National Hockey League, Chris, in a couple of years. He spent the past 2 years on LTIR. And as we know, Lehner missed the mandatory medical exam a couple of weeks ago. VGK will now be paying Lehner the final year of his $25 million contract, but his salary won't go against VGK's cap. Emily Kaplan of ESPN, that's why I broke out the rigged hat. Emily Kaplan of ESPN said that there was a specific reason, but they don't discuss it. It's the NHL, for crying out loud, that Lehner couldn't make it to Las Vegas for the mandatory medical exam. Sources told Kaplan, VGK, the NHL, and the NHL Players Association were all aware that he couldn't report. And they said that the case was sensitive in nature. And she cites NHL sources as saying that this was an unprecedented and highly unique case.
Yeah. I mean, okay. I don't, this is so, it's strange to figure all this out. And we'll get to obviously what this means to the Golden Knights. We're going to put on our capologist hats, and it's not an easy hat to wear by any means here. But with Lehner, I mean, this is so bizarre. And again, he's not in a good place. What that means, I don't know. And I'm not going to even speculate what that means, but why couldn't he get here? Is this medical? Is this legal? Is it medical and legal? Is there, I don't know. It was clear he couldn't get here. But the one thing I will say is the Golden Knights, and this has come out in multiple media facets, I guess, the Golden Knights could have pushed to terminate his contract and not owed him or his estate or his creditors any money. They could have, there was enough meat on the bone, if you will, to fire Robin Lehner without pay. And the Golden Knights did not push to do that. They just simply wanted to get him off the books, which will get obviously the NHL fans completely understanding of the circumstances, I'm sure, surrounding Robin Lehner. And no one's going to make comments about the Vegas Golden Knights, even though Tony's already wearing the hat, being up to something kinky with the salary cap before the dang season even starts. So obviously we got gasoline on an out of control forest fire already, and now you had all this Lehner stuff, and now they just pumped in more gasoline onto this. So, yeah, I mean, listen, I credit the Golden Knights for still paying him. That's a nice thing. It's a nice gesture. Got a Stanley Cup ring as well. So he's gotten some nice parting gifts from the Vegas Golden Knights. And at the end of the day, before we get into what this means, you hope Robin is going to get himself and I'm sure the family in a better spot. And somehow, hopefully, this $4.5 million helps him, I guess.
Yeah, no pin. However, he did not get a pin. He did not get a bust. But VGK, again, they acted like this was a surprise that he did not show up. Am I right?
No, I don't think it was a surprise. I think the Golden Knights knew exactly what was going to happen, and I think the Golden Knights used the media to get things out there in the universe, whether it's, I won't say local media because they don't talk to us too much, but they use the national media, the Canadian media, to get things out there. And they got to say certain things to maybe activate the process, I guess. So, I understand what you're saying, but in this case, I think the Golden Knights just had to say something, get get the bus rolling, so to speak, get the wheels turning.
Yeah, they knew about this a while ago,
and they knew exactly, I think, where this was going to go. But
of course,
there's a process.
Absolutely, the process, and either it's one of two things to me. Either, well, one of three things. Obviously, all of the legalities that are in those issues and lawsuits, et cetera, that are going on. There's a major issue there. Again, paying Lehner to pay off the creditors. Maybe he got bit by a snake.
I don't think $4 million is going to do that, but yeah.
Could he have been bitten by a snake? Or number three, he's like back to Robin Lehner and he's in player assistance. Those are, I mean, seriously, honestly, those are the three things.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, you just
we can only
speculate hope that whatever is going on is worked out, because we're talking real life here. You know,
I know, but
we're beyond sports right now. We definitely hope it's, you know,
you're erring in the side of, you know, let's feel bad for Lehner.
No. I don't feel bad. Everyone makes their own decisions in life. But I do feel for the family around him.
Okay,
that's what's happening.
No, that's fair. So we've gone through a variety of articles and trying to sift through everything. And I did get some of those anti-VGK messages yesterday because, again, here we go. And the league apparently sides with VGK. And currently, from everything,
VGK got a big benefit that needs to be acknowledged. Go ahead.
Exactly. Amen. Right. Like they do all the time, it appears. Yes, those hotel suites are awaiting Gary Bettman, just like they do for all the referees that come through. And so,
are they supposed to sleep?
I mean, mega suites on the Strip.
Okay.
I saw someone like feeding grapes in one of those memes to Gary Bettman. VGK accrues salary cap each day that they are under the cap. And so what this means is that it will all add up and shenanigans are us. And at the trade deadline, VGK is going to have a ton of money to get Mitch Marner. That's it.
Maybe. There's a lot of moving pieces, a number I've seen thrown around. The Golden Knights are going to have $5 million to run with at the trade deadline. Okay, this is assuming there's no roster moves. This is assuming a star player does not. This is not a Mark Stone reference. This is assuming a star player doesn't spend time on the LTIR, and the Vegas Golden Knights add pieces around said player. This is assuming that the roster you see today is the roster you see most of the season. That's not going to be the case. So, yes, there's still a benefit for the Vegas Golden Knights here. No, the Golden Knights don't have $6 million right now to go buy a star player or make a move for a star player right now. Today, Lehner's officially off the books. It's nice not seeing all these weird numbers out here. Right now, this moment, the Golden Knights have $1.4 million and change to work with. That's probably about what Tanner Pearson might cost. Probably not the entire 1.4, but you know, and there's other things the Golden Knights can do, like, you know, Brisson, if he were to go down, Holtz, if he were to go down, that frees up more salary cap space. We'll obviously get some clarity. I mean, we'll hit that a little more in the second segment in the preview and the recap. But there's a few things that can happen to create even more salary cap space. But again, things are going to happen throughout the year. This isn't as big of a win for the Golden Knights that the entire hockey world is making it out to be. Some Canucks fan is bringing up some godforsaken player that's been injured that counts against their dead cap space, saying it's not fair. It's not fair, dude. Shut up. Like, this is
okay. Okay. In the real world, Lehner would have shown up, and
this isn't the real world. This is hockey. But keep going.
No, this is VGK land.
Okay, good.
You know, and Lehner would have been on LTIR, right? And the league came out initially, remember when he didn't show up, and they're like, oh no, we don't want to go into that territory of just paying him off. NHL Players Association, they were heavily involved. So I don't understand why there were all of these issues where you just, under normal conditions.
You're just mad they didn't buy him out, Tony. You wanted them to buy him out for the last 10 years.
I did say buy him out. I said that like a year and a half ago.
I've been saying that for 3 years. I've been saying that when he was playing.
While he was playing, I think. But no, I mean, under normal circumstances, How would you handle this? This isn't routine. And how unprecedented could this be other than we know a lot of these issues on the surface? What else could be there? What more could be said there other than thinking that he's got, mental health issues? He's gone back to the sauce. Uh, you know, he never came back from these injuries. He's still hurting, what have you. I don't know. But in any event, under normal conditions, the NHL would not do this. Would not do this.
You mentioned unprecedented. Now we have a precedent set. If this does happen with another
but are
player,
they ever going? They won't tell us. They won't tell us what this is. And I think
no. But what I'm saying is, if this happens outside of VGK, if this happens with a random player, I mean, Avalanche have had issues with a player and stuff, or someone in Seattle just throwing some random places out there.
Right
now, there is a precedence that's been set. Hey, this unique thing happened in Vegas. Make sure we get the same treatment here and everything. And listen, I mean, there are people that are saying VGK got a benefit and stuff. And you know what? At the end of the day, you have your general manager, you have your people who understand the salary cap and who advise McCrimmon on what moves to make and everything. And you know what? If VGK got a benefit because they played the game perfectly in the circumstance, then good for VGK. It's their job to be better at the same job that the other 31 National Hockey League general managers are doing.
What does BLT Foley call it? The competitive advantage.
Fine. And that's the thing. That's the thing.
What it is.
If the Golden Knights just found a way to twist the dials, play the game better, good for them. Good for them.
Okay. Coming up next, we have a recap of VGK's game, their loss at home last night, 3-1 to Colorado. And we will preview Saturday's game against the Sharks. And later on, it's WTF. Don't go away, right here on Locked On Golden Knights. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of Locked On Golden Knights. That's right. And this is where you could find all the action in college football and the NFL. My Jetsies play Sunday morning against Minnesota, and that's going to be in Europe. And so I'll be up very earlier than I typically might be on a Sunday morning. And also I'll be out at FanFest. We can get into that later. So when you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live, play-by-play, and so much more. It's right there on the same page where you place your bets. And you will get started this NFL season with $200 in bonus bets. That's right. It's guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. That's FanDuel.com. Start the season off on a big way. In a big way, I should say, at FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights, Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick from Las Vegas. We appreciate you making us your first listen every day. Find us wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget today is WTF Day. You need to pull some off of YouTube, maybe. I'm sure people are starting to get
plenty.
Don't
worry. I got plenty.
Okay. And Saturdays, it's the Chris and Chris Jr. show. I want to get your thoughts, Chris, on last night's game. VGK falls 3-1 at home. A lot of folks took the under. Just my takeaway from this game, okay? VGK had a ton of time, and they did not listen to Cassidy's remarks. Was he swaying a lot because he was in the pregame presser yesterday?
He got one question, and then the media person's like, anything else? Anything else? And then a couple more questions came in. He almost was a one and done. He almost got out of there one and done yesterday.
This is where the media people just back off because they're scared. They're awfully scared to ask the questions. Why not ask him about Lehner? I might have. Okay, so VGK last night.
Last question.
My last question. They had a ton of offensive zone time, but they could not score. The issue that always comes back to haunt them. They went through 2 lapses. From the second to third period, it was 12 and a half minutes. And then they wound up closing out this game 13 minutes and 8 seconds, Chris, without a shot on goal. Deja vu all over again with VGK.
This was the dress rehearsal. This was quite possibly the exact or a very close replica, I guess, of what you're going to see opening night. Now, again, there's more to it than the results of the game, but you would like a little more compete level when it matters. The positive I'll start with, Tomas Hertl wins a face-off on the power play. A lot of great puck movement. Jack Eichel finds a seam, and you get a really deadly snapshot. He just got
that was a beaut. That was a beaut.
You're gonna, and he just missed one in the third period too. Just missed the exact same.
Just shoot the puck, Jack.
He does shoot the puck.
Shoot more. Doesn't he need to shoot more?
He shoots the puck. So that's the positive. I'll start.
How many shots on goal did he average last season? Was it like
4? And he was second overall in 4.
He needs to shoot
or top 5. Yeah, whatever.
He was top 5. Shoot the puck.
So no, I'll start with obviously the power play was nice to see them moving the puck around, and more besides that. And Shea Theodore all of a sudden back on the top power play unit. That was nice
pretty good. He looked pretty good.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to see that. I don't know if that's going to be how it's going to be on opening night because we were talking about
have a pin night. Give the guy a pin.
No, no one in a contract year is going to get anything. Well, Aiden Hill, I guess, is in a contract year. He got something. So let's talk about concerns for a second. This line of Pietrangelo and Theodore is not working right now. It is not working right now.
Why.
It didn't look.
Why? Because they're both below the goal line. Pinching. There's pinching, and then there's what these two are doing. And I think that Pietrangelo led the team in shots on goal last night.
Pietrangelo was a -3 overall. 4 shots on goal. Yes, that is accurate. Theodore was a -2. So now the problem is with these two together, and I like it theoretically. On paper, Pietrangelo should be a little more of the stay-at-home. Theodore should be the more mobile defenseman. But they're both mobile defensemen that move the puck very, very well across the red line and in the neutral zone. They like to cheat. They're cheating together. Now, again, there's only one preseason game left, and Cassie did mention that maybe they need some more reps. This is obviously towards all the vets, so I'm really curious what's going to come out on Saturday as we kind of transition a little bit here against the Sharks and the final preseason game. Then they're going to have a 4 or 5 day break, so wouldn't surprise me if we saw a very similar lineup. Maybe like a Pearson gets in there who's fighting for a roster spot, something like that, but a very similar lineup. But in short, I think I'll recap my tweet last night. 5-on-5 play, meh. Getting scoring chances when it mattered down the stretch, meh. Special teams I liked. Samsonov was okay, although everyone's giving him a pass because that first goal hit Alex Pietrangelo in his backside and deflected this much. He should have had that. I'm sorry.
It was
that wasn't a good showing in that first goal, but overall it was a fine game for Samsonov.
It was to me. It's an adventure. He does not look comfortable. He's flopping all over the place. Okay, you're going to make some saves there.
That's who Samsonov is, though, Tony. That's who he is.
It's going to be
exactly who he is. It's going to be. It's going to be
a
roller coaster, but it's not going to be a nice, calm, like modern roller coaster that's not bumpy. It's going to be like riding as a Desperado. What's the thing down in Prim that's really bumpy and all that? It's going to be like riding that, but 10 times bumpier than what it is. That ride you don't need a chiropractor. Just go hit Desperado down in Prim, and they'll fix your back.
Shut down. Yeah, I think they closed.
I think it's shut down, but that's okay. Yeah. They're gonna reopen it.
Olofsson was a -3. Eichel was a -3. The goals last night.
Is Olofsson? Are you seeing anything from Olofsson, Tony?
No,
on that line.
No.
Okay,
nope.
I agree.
Same thing with Ron Bjork. Same thing with Ron Bjork. I'm just okay.
Ron Bjork had good measurables last night, Tony. He had shots and he was visual last night.
Oh no, he had one high danger shot there in the crease. I saw. And then, so the goals last night, Jonathan Drouin in the first, Sam Malinsky for the Avs in the second, of course, Logan O'Connor with the ENG, and then Eichel for the Vegas Golden Knights. Mark Stone, was that McKinnon that went after him, that took a little cheap shot at him?
Yeah, no, someone definitely, it was in the third period.
Right?
I don't know if McKinnon or who it was.
The fans were booing. Well, that's what they call.
No, he got, and then also McKinnon definitely took out Brendan Brisson and just a blatant interference. I don't know how it didn't get called. I mean, McKinnon, he's a nasty dude, and I'm not necessarily knocking him for that, but someone needs to knock him.
Yeah, but Stone has a target on his back.
I thought that was a tweet last night. Stone's going to have a rough season, Tony, and I'll start. This is a credit to what you said back in the playoffs when Stone was booed every time he was within a stick length of the puck and had the puck on his stick. Stone's public enemy number 1 this season, and it's going to happen a lot. He's going to have a tough sledding he gets some bumps and bruises. He's going to need a defender, and Kolesar is going to have to be pretty busy right now. Stone needs a defender right now on this team.
That you took away my WTF. Saturday, we'll probably see Aiden Hill between the pipes. It'll be his final go through.
Based on Cassidy's comments, yes.
Yeah, and VGK won earlier against the Sharks 4-2. Amongst the players that I think are still on the active roster, Brett Howden, Tanner Pearson scored goals. Akira Schmid, 8 saves, 8 shots. Yeah, I had a really good game against them. Maybe we will see Mackenzie Blackwood, who knows, who gave up 2 goals in that game. And
what about Ashcroft? Maybe Ashcroft too. I don't know.
So he's injured. He's injured. So
Ashcroft's hurt. Oh,
yeah. He got injured pretty early in the camp, and I think that it's a lower body injury. I believe it is. Yeah. He's already done before it starts. Yeah.
I mean, listen. As far as on the Sharks side of Saturday's game, I could care less.
Wait. Look at this right here.
Yeah, I know,
guess what's going on? No. Hear me out.
Oh, God.
A preseason back-to-back for the Sharks. Let's get everyone primed for this rigged season. They play the Ducks, the stinking Ducks, and then they come to Vegas. Back-to-back. They play a Friday night game and a Saturday night stinking game in the preseason. Let's get into rigged season right now.
Sounds like the perfect transition to segment 3.
Oh, no, but I also wanted to talk about Macklin Celebrini before we go to break.
See if he's out there. He's day-to-day still, right?
He's day-to-day, but yeah, he really tweaked his left ankle, fell awkwardly on a breakaway. It might have been shoved there into the...
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I hope he's out there. It'd be nice to see him in person on Saturday.
It'd be nice to see him. You know. Oh, you're going to the game.
Yeah, me and Chris will be there on Saturday.
Okay, coming up next, our much anticipated WTF. Stay with us right here on Locked On Golden Knights. Back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights, Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick from Las Vegas. We hit that break at precisely 22:22. Scary season, too. I don't know what that means. Don't forget on Saturdays, the Chris and Chris Jr. show. Are you guys going to be up and at 'em tomorrow morning?
We'll be up. Allie's got a soccer game in the morning. We'll be up.
Are you going to do a YouTube show?
We should. Okay. We're 1 for 2 on the season so far. That's not bad.
Is it listed as day-to-day? Day-to-day? Week-to-week?
Day-to-day works.
Okay.
Day-to-day works.
Let's get into WTF. So I thought that this was really nice, that the great gesture, if you will, the Locked On Senators, they have an opportunity to talk with Ottawa's general manager, Steve Stiles. Someone said that the only way that McCrimmon would come on this show is if you were not on the show. WTF.
Which you?
No, he meant you. He said Golick. He did say Golick in my tweet.
Yeah, no, that's pretty fair.
I mean, let's face it. McCrimmon.
So am I the heel or are you the heel right now?
I don't know. It just varies day to day. We're day to day. The only way that McCrimmon would be on this, he's more likely, let's say, to be on Locked On Ottawa Senators than he is to be on this show. WTF.
All right. So opening night's right around the corner, guys. The official ticket partner of the Vegas Golden Knights is AXS. When you look at opening night in the upper deck, there's a lot of these dark blue seats available. And the dark blue seats are the ones that the team is selling. The ones with the little tag on them are the ones that the public is reselling. You know, they can't, whatever the reason is, they can't go to the game. Who cares? It's not our business. So here's an example right here. If you look in section 217, row E, seats 8 and 9. The Vegas Golden Knights, again, it's a decent seat. It's not a great seat. It's high up, but it's, it's a decent seat. $155 face value from the Vegas Golden Knights. Jeez. All the retail tickets are substantially less. But $155, that equates to, after fees for 2 tickets, $365.
My goodness.
how about $35 to park if you don't know all the hacks and stuff, which a lot of people don't. Now you're at $400. You're at $400 before you even walk in the door. If you want to have, I don't know, a relatively normal meal that's not like in one of the nicer places in there, you want to have maybe one cocktail each, maybe 1.5 or 2. You're pushing $500 for a party of 2. Now, if you got a family of 4 going, now you're pushing $700 or $800. There's a word that we hear a lot from Kelly McCrimmon, and it's sustainability. This is not sustainable, guys. This is not sustainable charging these prices. And there's going to come a time. Right now, the Vegas Golden Knights are still a shiny new toy in the National Hockey League. People still love traveling from Detroit in January to come to Vegas and all these cold weather climates. And who doesn't want to go to Vegas to see their team? But it's less and less. You see less visiting fans in the arena. It's a little bit less, than it was, and it's consistently going down. There's a YouTube graphic right there I just did for my audio people here,
like that.
But there's going to come a time when the Golden Knights are going to need to rely and do more for the locals to go to these games because less visitors are coming. And there's going to come a time when the Golden Knights are not a Stanley Cup contender or at least playoff favorite, to qualify for the playoffs. What are the Golden Knights going to do? And are they going to get ahead of that curve? Or when the Golden Knights just get bad, for lack of a better term, which will happen in about 3, 4, 5 years, are the Golden Knights all of a sudden going to come crawling back to the locals to give them all these great deals? Now, if you're a season ticket holder from day one, there are some nice benefits. I'm paying $40, $44 a game, whatever the number is for my seats in the upper deck. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
That's really good.
I'm in a good spot, but I've also given them 5 figures of my salary for the last 7 years too. So, damn, it's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
The point being is, long story short, the Golden Knights and these prices, I know it's opening night. All their tickets will be less throughout the season, but they won't be much less. And
so your parking hack, would you park? Do you still try to park at the Tropicana where they could implode your car, or where do you park?
Well, Oyo told he's going to start charging, but I got other. I'm not going to say my other one right now.
Okay,
I might get in trouble. I got some other ones. I got some
or
jump on the dang monorail for $1 from Sahara if you really want to get cheap and do it and just walk over. But point being is, this is too much money for the Golden Knights to be charging people to go to their games, and the chickens will come to roost, right? Maybe that's where I'm going with this. It needs to be reasonable, and you look at what Utah is doing with their beverages and their concessions and everything. And they're even doing something really cool where they're going to offer a dish, something that is for the team that's there, a food they're known for. I'm sure it'll be pizza when the Blackhawks come. I don't know what type of food Vegas is known for, but that's cool. So the Golden Knights, this is not sustainable, these prices that they are charging for tickets. WTF.
Okay, I've got, let's see, DK Buckner, Jesus Hearts Me #1 on Twitter, on the X. Panda, #WTF. Can we have proof of life? That's a pretty interesting one.
None of our damn business. Moving on.
Our guy, E-Runs, wish him nothing but the best. However, the entire Lehner saga from beginning to end was one big WTF.
Yeah.
Got to agree with you there.
100%.
We saw Darth Tommy 774. This is where you were going to start to go, I believe, and you misfired or didn't fire at all. Darth Tommy, greetings on this WTF edition. I like the intro there.
I read this one.
Yeah, he didn't bury the lead. Have you seen the post for Utah's concession pricing? I'm jealous and pissed at the same time. Smart move? Discuss. WTF, Mr.
Great
Golick.
move. Amazing move.
Well, half of the folks can't even see the game, so go feed your face. Obstructive view.
Fine. I'll give up some of my view for cheaper food.
Okay, so I think I think to understand why concession prices are what they are, because I did some investigative research a while ago. So you've got the arena, right? AEG. You've got the service,
which Foley has ownership of,
right? And then you have, is it Levy's there? Whoever the concessionaire is, and then you have the Golden Knights. I think that this pie is split 2 or 3 ways, where they each have to make their margins. Thus, the consumer has to pay a ton for concession prices
while paying rent for the area they're selling these concessions in as well.
Fair. WTF.
I get all that, but I don't care.
Okay.
This is when I walk in T-Mobile, I don't care about anything besides that this is a Vegas Golden Knights situation.
Okay.
I guess here's a question. Are the prices the same for UFC in a concert and the Golden Knights, or do they rotate?
I think they're about the same. If I'm not mistaken, I think that they're the same. It's gotten so bad that William Karlsson has to sneak in his own Swedish fish. The prices are so high over there.
They even charge the media $10 if you want to eat down there.
That's right. $10. Okay, Connor Geeky. I want to talk about him, my WTF. So he's been suspended for one preseason game for the Lightning.
Okay. Yeah.
Why? This makes no sense. He left the bench on a legal line change for the sole purpose of beating the snot out of Josh Davies for his hit on Victor Hedman. 19 minutes in the box for Kiki, by the way, in a preseason game.
Was it between whistles, Tony, when this happened? Was the play dead and then they did a line change? Was the play happening? Was it a live play?
I'm trying to think of how it transpired because I was laughing hysterically.
Why can't they just give the guy an instigator penalty and make it easier instead of putting all this extra crap on it?
Right, because he literally tells his teammates, "I got this guy."
That's what hockey is. You jump off the bench, you jump someone when you're pissed off, and you move on.
Right, and they give him a game suspension. They want it.
It was a preseason game suspension, to be fair.
The preseason game suspension. So, yes. He's not missing much there.
No, really fast. They say never.
Long story short, though, VGK needs a goon. You alluded to a little bit earlier.
They need a protector this year. They need a protector. I'm with you.
Take that Lehner money and buy a goon. WTF.
No, Kolesar, he's going to have his hands full this year. He's going to have his hands full this year.
Yeah, he's going to have to.
He's not a goon. No, I'm with you.
He's going to have to
keep the man. He's the man. They ain't Olofsson. They say never trust a guy with two first names. What if they have the same name? Ivan. WTF.
Okay.
Ivan.
Okay.
Ivan.
One final WTF. The Flower. Marc-Andre Fleury coming out with the crew that cleans up the ice.
Well, I got another one too.
That disguise was unbelievable.
Come on, boys, let's go. He chirped the bench on the flyby, Tony. He chirped the bench.
He said, what did he say? Let's step it up.
Come on, boys, let's go.
Come on, boys. Let's go.
I could have just imagined the look on the players' faces because I'm sure it didn't register right away.
It didn't register. No way.
And they got someone saying so. I'm sure it pissed them off at first, and then someone said,
who was that guy? That was Flower. Yeah. Okay. What's your last one?
All right, really fast here. This is actually really cool. I'm dogging on VGK today, but I want to be fair here. Both HSK and VGK are doing something cool. I think HSK is done now. VGK is doing it. They're doing these scavenger hunts.
Yeah, the search for Robin Lehner for the Golden Knights.
They're doing scavenger hunts right now where they're putting clues on their socials, and you have to go find this hockey puck, and then you win a prize. And Golden Knights are advertising over $35,000 in prizes, which is pretty nice. Now I'm going to reverse course here. Someone, I think, on day 2 was the proud recipient, Tony. This is awesome. This is a huge prize.
Okay. The donuts?
1 year, the donut would have been better. A 1 year free subscription to Nighttime Plus.
Wow.
Could you imagine, you're the person who, I'm going to find this puck. I'm going to get, because we've seen all these autograph sticks going out there and stuff and whatever.
What would happen if I won that? What would I say?
Pass. Tony, listen here, Tony. This is. I'm going to let you choose between the electrical chair, lethal injection. Would you rather choose a meet and greet with William Karlsson or a 1 year subscription to Nighttime Plus if you had a choice?
Oh, and thank you, my friend Dave. He got me secured last night a William Karlsson pin for me. Thank you so much. I'll wear that on the show proudly. Proudly. On
you didn't answer the question, Tony.
He did point out, I got to tell you, my man Dave did point out. So on the back, they have this biographical information.
They do.
And it says the number of goals, but they omitted the amount of empty net goals that
they never put empty net goals in any stat. Not gonna.
Okay, so I'll take the electric chair for 500, Golick. We appreciate everyone tuning in. Thank you so much.
You got a line of people willing to flip that switch right now, lining up.
We appreciate you tuning in. I'll be out at FanFest with the Vegas Thrill. Come on by. Of course, my colleagues are like, "Why don't we put you in a dunk tank?" We'll get a
Tony, that's within 50 feet of. Never mind.
That's okay. Of downtown Summerlin.
You might see Carlson, Tony.
Oh, I'm good. I got to try to get my pin before then, so I can.
Will Ivan be there?
Proudly wear it. Good luck to my alma mater tonight. Of course, they're playing Syracuse, the Rebels, at Allegiant Stadium at 6:00. Of course,
the letdown game,
finale.
This is the letdown game.
Don't tell me that. I'm pins and needles. Of course, we appreciate you tuning
You're on
in.
William Carlson, pins and needles
in Singapore. Number three, Singapore. For my man, Chris Golick, I'm Tony Cardasco from Las Vegas. Have a terrific weekend, everyone. And please take care.